So, Tfue's response. I have not seen this before. I'm wondering what he's going to say. What is going to change people's mind about this situation and what's going on with this lawsuit situation. I have watched the original thing that Keemstar posted. I've heard the response and the shocked reaction, from all this. Okay. But would you guys, is the question, would you guys take a contract with FaZe if they offered you a contract if it was 80%? I know I wouldn't. Even if it quadrupled my views or whatever they promised and whatever they would do for me for a career, that'd be great. But at 80% for 3 years, I don't think I'd accept. I might do it for a year. Let's be real. We might do it for a year, then we can renegotiate after that year, and that would make more sense. For a person who's going to accept a skull fucking offer, literally, being 80% of your earnings, I don't think anyone in their right mind would be like, yeah, 80%. You get 80% of what I do. Yeah. I mean, that includes competitions. I don't think anyone would really do that. I don't think so. If you did just to get your popularity up and then you were going to renegotiate in a year, that's understandable. But 3 years? You're telling me you signed a 3-year contract at 80%? I'm just saying that's a little, it's a little weird. It's a little out there. I believe he is shocked and stirred up and emotional about it. And as you guys know, if you're in a court case, being emotional normally screws you. And he said, this is probably going to screw me, but I want to say this. And, I got to respect the man for that. I respect him for that. You have to respect the guy. He's like, you know what? I know this might hurt my court case. It doesn't matter to me, the fact that you hurt me this bad. I think that's a ballsy move, a risky move. But either way, I hope it pays off for him in the end, if it's the truth. Now, whoever's lying, I don't know who's lying. Whoever's lying, I'm not on their side, right? If FaZe is lying about this, I'm not on their side. If Tfue's lying about the 80% thing, I'm not on their side. I'm just saying, if you have to lie for something this major, dude, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Let's listen to Tfue. Let's give him a chance. Let's listen to his side of the story, people, and see what he has to say.
Oh, what is up, guys? I'm going to keep this video really short and to the point. First, I want to say, all the stuff about the gambling, the stunts, the drinking, I told my lawyer I did not want that in there, and he will do exactly just that. He will take it out. So that is no worries. That is out of my way.
Okay. Now, hold on. The gambling and the stunts. I don't know why his lawyer put that in there. As we know, this man is a maniac. He's fantastic. And I mean that in a good way. He's fantastic. I've seen him jump off bridges. I've seen him with the Juke Squad. His brother, man, come on. He does some crazy shit. As for the drinking, he's a famous guy, right? He's going to be invited to parties. There's going to be alcohol. If he wants to drink, he's going to drink. He'll have access to it. I don't think you have to shove alcohol down somebody's throat. As a business, I don't see myself like, hey, you're part of the clown club. Let me shove alcohol down your throat. I don't think that happened. I think he was just partying it up, having a good time, having the alcohol. So it's a good idea that he retracted that really quick. How would you not know your lawyer put that in? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he's doing. I know he's a young guy, but you want to read and review over what your lawyer puts in for you, okay? So if he said that to his lawyer and his lawyer did it anyway, guess what? You're fired. You're fired! He has lots of money, right? He can easily say, you don't want this case. Obviously, you're not doing what I want. I will go get another lawyer. It's that simple. Okay, he retracted it. I didn't hear an apology yet, but let's continue.
What I really want to talk about is the main point. I never wanted to upset anybody. I never wanted to bring that stuff in. I never wanted to get anybody to get emotional because this isn't about that. This is about me and this contract. This contract that I signed when I didn't know any better. I'm an idiot. I should have never signed it in the first place. This 3-year contract. What is in this contract is so bizarre. It's so fucked. I wish you guys could see this thing because I can't even fathom it. This contract basically allows FaZe at any point in 3 years to just fucking take all my hard earnings and all my hard work and just strip it. Over 49%, over 79%. What is in this contract is insane, and that's not even the worst parts. And what I'm trying to do here is just serve justice to the esports community, the esports industry. These kids are getting ripped off. They're getting taken advantage of. These contracts are not okay, and this needs to never happen again.
Hold on. I don't like people getting ripped off. I want that to be clear. I don't like, kids get ripped off or kids get, screwed over. You make that clear now. I don't like that. He's now saying that they could take of his earnings. But it's been a year. For those of you out there, your first contract that you take with a company, if you're a, whatever you do, singer, songwriter, whatever you do, if you're doing a contract in the entertainment business, okay, I've worked with these things. I've done contracts for like, budget movies and things like that. Your first contract, when you are new to the playing field, you are not known, okay? When you are an unknown, doesn't matter if you're a makeup artist, a gamer, a singer, doesn't matter. Your first contract you sign is normally the contract that gets you started, okay? Because there's benefits to whatever the contract has. You're going to give up a percentage or whatever of your earnings. For example, American Idol and things like that. American Idol has it in a contract and things along the lines. Now, don't quote me exactly here, but they have something along the lines of a certain percentage, like maybe 50 or 70% of your earnings when you're in American Idol will go to them for the next 5 years. So if you become America's Next Idol or America's Got Talent or whatever it is, there's a contract that they get a percentage back of whatever you make. So the people that are in these things, let's say they go to Vegas. After the show, they go to Vegas, they use their fame, and they get their own little show and they make money every day. There's a percentage that goes off of that back to the original person, which is like the finder's fee, if you will, that goes back to the original people that built this person. So that happens. He signed it for 3 years, which if he signed this thing for 3 years, I don't know why you would for 3 years, because you just messed over your negotiation. Remember, FaZe helped make this guy.
Contracts this bad, just like me. And I'm the first person to stand up and say, this is fucked, this is not right, this is not cool. This is fucking bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. And if only you guys could see what is in this contract. I can't disclose what is within this contract, but FaZe Clan, please release the contract for the public to see. Fuck, let me show the public. Just give me permission to show these people the truth that is within this contract.
Your first contract is harsh. That's because it's your first contract. That's why you go for yearly contracts.
That's all I really have to say. Show the fucking contract, FaZe. Release the fucking contract. Everybody, hashtag release the fucking contract. Release it, please.
Wow, I'm surprised. I think his lawyer told him at this point, we're gonna retract that. The thing we put in for the shock value, we're gonna retract that statement, and we're gonna have you do a simple 2-minute video, very scripted. General things you're gonna say. Nothing exact. There's definitely no apology. No apology. It's not about the emotional thing. You worked with these guys for a year. This guy tried to make you and did make you. Yeah, he's emotionally invested, in my personal opinion. If somebody was cool enough to come take me under their wing and was like, hey dude, you're doing good, let me make you better, and then gives you the opportunity, the financing, the backing of a major corporation. Doesn't matter if it's FaZe, doesn't matter who it is, if they have the backing, what's the problem? There's a thing kind of like loyalty to those who helped you out. I don't know all the in particulars. I can't fathom what Tfue's going through. I can't understand what he's going through. I honestly thought, guys, that Tfue was going to come in and say, listen, man, this is business. Has nothing to do with the emotional thing. I'm sorry that if you got hurt. You know what I'm saying? I kind of expected a little more emotion. Tfue couldn't make a 5-minute video? Banks makes a 21-minute video. Tfue couldn't do a 5-minute video explaining more, explaining some reasoning or the thoughts, doing a power trip saying, I'm sorry, I'm just going to let it go. Doing a power trip and going straight up like, I'm doing this to protect young kids. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What kids? What kids are you protecting? Are you doing a lawsuit for all contracts? Are you doing a lawsuit against FaZe and stating that they cannot ever do a contract like this again? Is that what you're saying? Are you doing a contract or making it a law that you cannot pose a contract of a certain percentage for the state of California? Is that what you're doing? Because so far, all I see is you're trying to get out of the contract with him completely, so you have no connection with FaZe at all, is what I see. Who are you protecting? I mean, listen, guys, there are companies that are willing to make risks, okay? And let me tell you right now, getting someone that's new off Twitch, YouTube, whatever, finding a gamer or anybody, you're like, you know what? Let's put a risk on this kid. Let's put a risk on this guy. There's a cost in that. And that goes for everything. You guys may not understand this, but let me try to help you break it down. I'm not a FaZe member. Okay, let's make that clear. But there's a risk you take. And Banks has stated clearly, he took a risk on this kid, said, I like him, I want him, get him in. He went to the captain of FaZe, he negotiated for him, he got him in, he pulled him in, he bought him a PC, as I recall in the thing, he bought him a PC or something, so they could just play some games together, so he could show them to the other FaZe members and whatever the story is with that, I don't really care. The point is, he brought this kid in, and there's a risk in that, okay? And what did he do? He said, okay, so we're going to sign a contract. If he had it at 80% and was, in the contract as a fail-safe, by the way, as a fail-safe, I can understand that if he had it at 80%. That's high as fuck. Don't get me wrong, and that's really messed up. But Tfue was not top of anything until FaZe. His numbers grew right when he signed the contract. So not only you got advertisement, you got the backing, you got the games, you know what I'm saying? He got a lot from it. And a year later pulling out. If you didn't want a 3-year contract, you should have not got a 3-year contract. If you were suspicious of when it says a big 80%, then you get a lawyer and you ask. I know he's a young guy and he was like, ooh, FaZe, hell yeah. And he was all up in it then. Now he's backing out of it because he's already made it. I'm sorry, who are you protecting? You're saying you're protecting the future generations of esports. That's great. How are you protecting the future generations of esports? If there's not something in there making it a law that these esports contracts and these game companies cannot exploit younger generations. If you're not making that a law, you're not protecting anybody but yourself. You're not protecting the new generation. You're not. So I don't know why you're saying I'm protecting a younger generation. I'm trying to make this right. You were young, you messed up, whoop-de-doo. You can try to get out of your contract, but lying about it, making these whatever, if it's a lie, that's wrong. If you're blowing it up into this big public affair without doing it behind closed doors, why are you doing it in the public? This is crap. Yes, I'm not saying he did not outgrow FaZe. Okay, totally. His following, his groups, he's totally grown a substantial amount, and I know he's worked for it. I'm not saying he hasn't worked for it. The opportunity was presented to give him a chance to grow. And in this business, if you grow a little, you grow a lot, and that's what it is. That's what it is. He grew. He can do it on his own now. That's fantastic. That does not mean you can just, I guess maybe it does. Maybe if you take someone to court about it, maybe it does. but maybe respect some loyalty to the people that help grow your brand, to the guys that were bigger than you when you were nobody, helped grow you so you surpassed them. Where's some kind of respect in that? You know what I'm saying? Where's the loyalty? Where's the love? You know, 100% I feel that Banks was hurt more so than anything else. And I think that which is sad. I feel that Banks was actually hurt by the situation, the way this was handled. I really do. And I think them offering him a deal just to keep the name on, $1 million deal is really nice. You know, I know he makes more than that. He makes more than that. He's outgrown FaZe, and I get that. But FaZe helped make you. I won't go there. I'm Lala the Clown. Thank you guys for your love and support.
What's going on, man?